The 2020 US presidential election is already in full swing. And this year, there's a clear new trend among the Democrats: tax the super rich. That has many north of the border talking as well. Should Canada also consider a new tax on the very wealthy? A recent poll from Ecos found that almost 70% of Canadians would support a wealth tax of 2% on fortunes above $50 million and 3% on fortunes above $1 billion. That's almost exactly the plan that Democratic presidential hopeful Elizabeth Warren has proposed. Many say a wealth tax would finally address the growing inequality gap in our society. Wealth is more unequal than income, so taxing wealth on top of income would do more to reduce the gap. The idea is hugely popular in the US, with even a plurality of Republicans backing it. Donald Trump himself, back in the 1990s, proposed a wealth tax on the rich. Wealth taxes have been tried before, and with mixed success at best. France recently got rid of its wealth tax. Between 2000 and 2014, some 42,000 French millionaires packed up and left the country, taking the equivalent of $125 billion US out of that economy. Unlike Americans, Canadians aren't required to pay Canadian taxes if they live abroad, so rich people fleeing could be a problem here too if we have a wealth tax. Rich people are good at avoiding taxes. When the Liberals raised the top tax rate on incomes above $200,000, in the first year of that tax bracket, some 25,000 high-income Canadians disappeared from the books like magic. There are other things Canada could be doing to close the inequality gap. We are the only G7 country without an inheritance tax on the estates of deceased people. And if we really want to make sure that the rich pay their fair share, we should be doing more to enforce the laws we already have. Years after the leak of the infamous Panama Papers, which disclosed vast networks of global tax evasion, Canada Revenue Agency still hasn't secured a single conviction. By one estimate, Canada's federal government could bring in an extra $16 billion in revenue by closing tax loopholes, much more than any new tax on the super rich. So let's start by making sure we actually collect the taxes the rich owe. Without that, everything else is pointless.